And that was, I think my boot camp is a very unique one that no one else can really say they went through as well, because the divisions after me had a different experience, the divisions before me, all throughout COVID. And for people who don't know, the military was still in the COVID quarantine months after the civilian world. So months after the civilian world lifted the mask, lifted all this stuff, all the mandates, military said, we need us to be the front line if anything happens. And if the civilian world is wrong, we'll be ready. That was the kind of idea that we gotta be extra precautious. And that's everything in the military is always even more precautious than we need to be. And that's a good thing. Now I hated it because I hated wearing a mask. Now I would have never worn one if the military didn't force me to.
That's crazy that a crazy time to go through boot camp, you know? So did you guys have to enforce like all the distancing and
Yes
you,
and
you know
no. So that was the beauty of the confusion. You've got one RDC yelling 6 feet, and then you got another one yelling heel to toe, stand in line, right up against each other. So you got conflicting orders, and it's always, one RDC will come up to you and say, why are you staying 6 feet apart? Stand next to each other. Well, this RDC, well, I said so. And then that RDC will come over. Well, why aren't you standing 6 feet apart? Well, that guy said, well, I told you to do this, right? Why are you listening to him? And it just became a lot of things that normally you go through boot camp. I didn't go through because of the requirements. So like the going through the gas chamber, we did some parts of it, but not all of it because of COVID. And I don't know, some of it didn't make sense. Some of the firefighting stuff we didn't do. It was also a scary time to go through boot camp in the sense that anyone who had any symptoms, the slightest cough, you got set back into a 2-week quarantine in boot camp. So basically, it's 2 extra weeks of boot camp. Not just you, but anyone within one rack of you. So every time one person had a symptom, all 6 people got quarantined. So my division started with almost 100 people. We were down to like 20 at some point because they were just quarantining. And the quarantine was, you're in boot camp, no TV, no phone.